Oh, wait a minute. Oops. There it goes. There's the mic. I completely forgot it's Saturday, isn't it? And it's early on Saturday. Completely forgot. Let me see. We better put in this warning too.
The following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
So, Democrats losing control. They certainly are, especially in Dalton. And this is a classic.
Will resemble something like a State of the Union address.
Stephen A. Smith, Democrat, but he's been really pissed as of late about the Democratic Party. Hey, so servant say, it's Saturday. I forgot. And I love that Tigger. I really do. Let's hear from Stephen Smith.
Meanwhile, Democrats today have gone out of their way to post messages on social media about the current Trump administration and what's happening to American lives. The problem is they're all literally saying the same damn thing.
They are saying the same damn thing over and over and over again. It's completely bizarre. You need to get more new talking points.
Don't believe me? Check it out.
I win, I will immediately bring prices down starting on day one.
That ain't true. That's what you just heard. Since day one of Donald Trump's presidency, prices are not down, they're up. Inflation is getting worse. Not better. The prices of grocery, gas, houses,
That is a perfect reflection of the Democratic Party right now. It really is. Mayor Johnson, ooh, you're being referred to the DOJ. And all you mayors, Denver, New York City.
Now you see why Stephen A. Smith was in the polls as a presidential candidate?
Yep.
See what I'm talking about?
Yep.
You see that idiocy right there?
Yes.
You talk about something, people being tone deaf. Why the hell would 22 Democratic senators be literally echoing the same thing and think that would resonate with the American people? All it shows is that the same fabric of our democracy is unchanging.
Yeah.
In the eyes of some of these officials, and as a result, the constituency they represent, which is why Donald Trump is in office. What, do I have to come up to Capitol Hill and give you lessons?
Boy, Stephen A. Smith, he's going to come unhinged. He's going to swear right on live. He is.
Seriously, you don't get it? All you did, Elizabeth Warren, Cory Booker, Chuck Schumer. Let's all get together. Let's put this in a prompter, and all together, albeit in separate rooms, we'll grab a microphone and say the same damn thing. And that's what's going to resonate with the American people. And then you wonder why you're no longer in power.
Oh, that's okay, so.
You wonder why Trump is in the White House. You wonder why a vice president like J.D. Vance has the authority to spew in the direction of the president of another nation. Don't you get what I've been telling you? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to put it right. Follow me, the camera. Follow me.
The people are tired of the Democratic Party. They just are. They spew hatred.
Let me give it to you. I'm going to use the saying from my old buddy, God rest his soul, Joe Madison, the Black Eagle. I'm going to put it where the goats can get it. Please forgive me because I'm going to cuss here.
Good morning. Yeah,
only for the purposes of accentuating a point about Donald Trump. Chuck Schumer and the typical politicians, inflation is high.
Yeah.
Oh, look at them pointing the fingers at the migrants. Oh, look at them blaming immigration. They don't care about you. Oh, by the way, look, they don't care about you. Well, why would you bother people from the LGBTQ community? Would you bother folks with transgender and all this? Why would you do that? That is what the Democrats say. That's what most politicians would say. Here's Trump. They're pieces of shit. They don't give a shit about you. It's rigged. They've hoodwinked you all the time. They think you're...
Did he just say hoodwinked? He did. He just said hoodwinked. Excuse me, how are you? It's Saturday morning. I forgot it was Saturday. And it's early. He just said hoodwinked. Has Tiffany been visiting you?
Freaking joke. They give you the middle finger anytime they want to. Here's Trump. Fuck them. They ain't worth shit. And do you know what his followers say? Yeah, yeah. That's how we want you talking to those politicians who've been stealing our money all of these years.
That's true. No. Jasmine who? Shadow Seeker? No. Let me know who that is.
It's not what he says. It's how he says it. He does it with vitriol and venom to show a disrespect to politicians who the public have no respect for because they feel they've been hoodwinked by those same politicians. He's using it to separate himself from the cesspool that is Capitol Hill. And how does Capitol Hill respond? By showing them they're still Capitol Hill.
That's true.
Did you see me on The View Tuesday afternoon? Did you see?
Oh, Jasmine Crockett. She's rapping pretty. Oh, boy. Oh, maybe we'll have to check that out.
When they said, we don't believe there's a Trump mandate. I said, oh, really? Did you see the former press secretary for the White House come on? I think Stephen A. is wrong. I don't believe what he said is correct. Donald Trump has the lowest approval ratings in the first month or so, or the 2 months of a presidency in American history. Oh, really? But didn't he win all the swing states?
Yep.
Didn't his popularity elevate within 89% of the counties in the United States of America?
Yes.
Didn't his popularity elevate within the black community, the Hispanic community, and the young voters?
Yes.
Didn't he win the popular vote for the first time in 20 years as a Republican nominee?
Yes.
Didn't he also win the Electoral College vote?
Yes.
Isn't he in control of the White House?
Yes.
Don't the Republicans have the House and the Senate?
Yes.
All of that happened, but there's no Trump mandate.
Right.
You see the bullshit? Is it bullshit? Or is it just that the Democrats are so damn lost that they're actually going to convince themselves they can do the same old and still regain power, both in the midterms and in the 2028 election?
Yeah. They are so blind. It's incredible. It really is incredible how blind they are. Let's check this out.
Donald Trump is inheriting one of the best economies that a president has inherited in a very long period of time. If you look at the fact that something like net migration at the border is lower than it was even before Donald Trump took office. If you want to look at the
what's his name? I had it this morning. He kills me. Jennings. Is it Jennings? I'm trying to. Yeah, blind and stubborn. Yeah.
Stock market. You're looking at the stock market right now.
I'm not even finished running it down yet.
This is the first time. This is the first time.
The border needs to be secured further, and this number can be accurate.
But this is the first time. This is the first time in dozens of years that a president has actually inherited a government where we don't have soldiers overseas in active combat zones. So, I mean, let's actually look at where we are. We actually, or he is actually inheriting a government right now that is much better than any predecessor he's had before.
A few moments later.
That the word of the day has to be uncertainty, John. I mean, the economic future of this country is deemed to be uncertain. When you look at these numbers, there's no economic indicator that shows that we are actually in the midst of a healthy or growing economy. Whether or not you're looking at job numbers, whether or not you're looking at wage numbers, whether or not you're looking at the stock market, there is nothing this president or Elon Musk or the House or Senate have done which actually show that economically we're on solid footing. I mean, and that's just a fact. Regardless of who comes on here, what panelist comes on here, what member of Congress comes on here, they can't point to one economic indicator that says that this economy is growing or going in the right direction. And again, this is what voters voted for.
Yeah, that's what voters voted for. Overwhelmingly. Because they're tired of the Democratic Party. It's getting ridiculous, and they don't even see it. They don't see it. Yeah. It's taken forever. It is.
Now, you know Scott Bessent. He's probably come by. You've interviewed him. This guy's an old school, elegant Southerner, sharp as a tack, pro-growth. I think he's the mainstay of the Trump cabinet. What do you think, Senator Kennedy?
Yes,
what's your view of him?
I appreciate
Here's what I think the Treasury Secretary understands well. When moms and dads lie down to sleep at night and can't, the thing that they're most worried about is high prices. That's not to say they're not worried about other things, but it's high prices, and we can't lose sight of that. We can get these high prices down, but we're going to have to do three things, and I think Scott understands it. Number one, we've got to reduce spending. Number two, we've got to deregulate the economy so goods and services cost less. And number three, we've got to redesign the tax code so it looks like somebody designed it on purpose. As you pointed out, since 2010, GDP growth has averaged a little over 2%. That's not enough. It's got to be 3% or better. That will stimulate the economy and grow wages. If we do those three things, as I think the Treasury Secretary understands, people will be able to deal with these high prices, and products and services will go down. But we're not talking enough. We're talking about the things we need to do, Larry, to get high prices down, but we're not tying them together for the American people, and the Treasury Secretary is very good at that. Most of the publicity has been on the spending cuts, and look, I'm all for them. I think Elon Musk is a rock star. The tofu crowd is mad, but you know, when you trim fat, pigs squeal. That's just the way the world works. That's the law of nature.
Because when prices were rising in the United States, I didn't hear CNN talking about that much. As a matter of fact, you ignored most of it while it was hurting the American people. Let the president negotiate on tariff policy. That is what he's doing, and it's going to work out to the better. You didn't cover it the way it needed to be covered. Let's just be perfectly honest.
Okay, well, that's
you let the last administration get away with it, but the American people suffered as
you know, we had all these new newscasters, CNN, MSNBC, NBC, CBS. Joe Biden is as sharp as a tack, right? Yep, rock star. Hey, what's that? But what do the cackling hens have to say?
Them too. Go after the Republicans.
Because they don't know how to fight and be part of an opposition party. Representative Green gave them the example. The Democrats are not meeting the moment. It is very clear that Medicaid is on the table. It is very clear that Social Security is on the table. It is very clear that people will die.
It's the same talking points. Medicare, Medicaid, veterans, people are going to die. Starvation. He hasn't even been in office for 2 months. Did you actually expect the economy to turn around in one day after the disastrous administration of Joe Biden? I was wondering who the hell was running the country. Who was running the country? It certainly wasn't Joe Biden. He was eating ice cream on the beach in his shorts. That's what he did. Unless he was falling asleep at some kind of conference overseas. But Sonny Houston, my gosh, you are so privileged. And yet you want to talk about the black and brown community suffering and everything. You are so privileged. Look at those fingernails, all manicured. I don't like Sonny Houston.
The baby boomers, the civil rights generation, they knew what they had to do. They were willing to fight and die for their rights. This generation of Congress, they are not meeting the moment. This is an existential crisis.
And also, I might point out, some of them are from the most liberal states like New York, Hawaii, California.
They should be ashamed of themselves.
Okay,
They should have all walked out with him.
And three of them, three are from districts.
Here's a question.
No, you should be ashamed of yourself. This vile hatred is just something else. Donna B, I didn't see you. You snuck in and I didn't see you. Yeah, Biden the puppet. Oh, yeah. Follow the money and you go where the evidence takes you. Most definitely. Look at Sonny Houston. Man, what'd you do? What'd you do? Well, I put up the warning for swearing. Look at her. She just spews hatred. And you're rich. You have all the privileges. You had all the privileges growing up. Look at that face. Man. Oh, okay. Why are you saying forgive my language then? You just got here.
Question, where was all this talk about decorum from Republicans when Marjorie Taylor Greene was screaming at Biden? Okay.
Respectful, there's a lot of people who saw the outburst differently, including Democrats, which was, if you're going to protest and be an opposition party, do it with intentionality and make sure it works. Holding up signs, it's protesting, like, are they being advised by people who use, like, Windows 98? It's the most outdated, inconsistent, but to his point, I get his point on Medicaid, but this mandate point, if Democrats are going to keep arguing, we only lost by X million of votes, that is not the winning message you guys think that it is.
He doesn't have a mandate.
He doesn't have a mandate. He doesn't have a mandate.
Oh my gosh, Sonny Houston and Joy Bichar. I like that, Stephen. It's just, oh man. I don't know. What would you put it in the stars to blink out the word, but you know what I was saying. Okay. I mean, these are just unbelievable. I forgot to pull this video up because leave my Windows.
President is now, 45 days into his administration.
Like
we're transitioning from Bidenomics and this terrible economy that was delivered by the last administration. Yeah. It takes a while to turn that ship around, but we are doing that. And the Congress is working to codify all the executive orders that the president is doing. But with regard to the town halls, look, I mean, we have Republicans who want to go out and be among their constituents and hear their concerns and dialogue with them. It's a big part of the job. But the problem is they're being ambushed right now by some, in many cases, paid protesters. You got
paid protesters. Did you hear that? Paid protesters?
George Soros funded groups. They're very well organized. That's one thing Democrats do very well, is this organization, right? And they go an hour or two early before the event. They fill all the seats. And so the actual constituents of these Republican members can't actually make it into the arenas.
Now, who does that remind you of? Dalton, Thornton Township?
And so it's not a productive dialogue at all. They're just walking into an ambush. So we've encouraged our members to think thoughtfully about that. There are a lot of ways now with technology to be in constant dialogue with their constituents. You can do telephone.
Yeah, now, let's see how the Democratic Party works here in Thornton Township.
Hey, my bad, got a little distracted. All right, so, man, there's so much. I didn't want to say nothing, but I really didn't like how you disrespected the newly elected trustee. But what I want to say is clear that you got questionable spending habits. You got a failed business venture. Your restaurant was deemed nasty. And it's proven while you talking about her education, we can't even verify yours. But since you sold for women, I really already knew by the way you handled Fania. But for you to sit up here and disparage that woman after giving her that fake ass congratulations in the beginning because you thought she was gonna get what you wanted. Here's the thing. I want to educate you. Stephanie Wiedemann is a 20-year employee, and ain't none of her business ventures ever failed. On top of that, she serves as a chief of staff, and she didn't fuck her way to the top. She's efficient in budgets and don't hide her deeds. She's efficient in organization. She served as a temporary interim executive director for the Dalton Park District until she stepped aside to help her daughter become something you'll never be, which is a married woman. And her daughter moved away to Texas, and when her daughter moved away to Texas, she went to help her daughter, but I done heard about 4 or 5 people tell me how they had to take care of yours. And so now you've been a half-ass mayor. But if you wanted to get up here and earn some respect, then you should have been able to respond to Lori Light's your black ass for Stephanie to be the new member of Amish. So all those in favor say, all those against it say nay, all those in favor say you gone, bitch.
Go out. That ain't right. You kicked the man while he was on the ground. What kind of guy he is? What kind of goon he is? You kicked the man while he on the ground. Y'all go out. Everybody go out. We need to go out. We need to go out. All you niggas home. All you niggas home now.
Oh, look at that baby. Right in the midst of everything. Oh, what the hell are you people doing? But this was
All you niggas home. All you niggas home.
There's that baby. Now, something's wrong with society if that baby is sleeping through all that chaos. This is the Democratic Party. That was provoked. And we all know who it was provoked by. We do. But I wish Douglas was here because I did this especially for him. And shout out to producer Mark. I'll put his link in the description.
Smoke y'all for free in this bitch. I just smoke y'all for free, nigga. Can I get my coat? I just need my coat. Man, get him. Stop it, man. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Get the back. Get the back out of here. Tell him to go. No, Jedediah. No. Take them out. Take them both out.
Run, son. Run.
Okay. No, don't take them outside. No.
Who's got his coat?
Jedediah.
Let me have your coat, please.
They said watch Jedediah. He got his people out here. He got his folks out here. Jedediah.
Y'all got his shoes.
Got his shoes. Did I miss where she fell down? I think I did. Yeah, here it comes. Douglas, I made this just for you.
Free, nigga. I get a smoke y'all.
Welcome to Thornton Township. That's what that sign says.
Free in this bitch. I get a smoke out for free, nigga.
Can I get my coat? I just need my coat.
Don't stop Bloop. Now, why'd they come back inside? This is the Democratic Party. And they blame Henyard for jumping into the fight. There was a knife in it. There was a knife there. We saw it, right? We saw it. This is what the Democratic Party is. It just is. It's unbelievable. And then you got, let me share this screen because I don't have a video of it. Hey, you like my scrolling on the bottom? I figured it out. Let's take a listen.
Unrelenting action to usher in the greatest and most successful era in the history of our country. We have accomplished more in 43 days than most administrations accomplished in 4 years or 8 years.
That's right.
And we are just getting started. I return to this chamber tonight to report that America's momentum is back, our spirit is back, our pride is back, our confidence is back, and the American dream is surging bigger and better than ever before. The American dream is unstoppable, and our country is on the verge of a comeback, the likes of which the world has never witnessed and perhaps will never witness again. There's never been anything like it. The presidential election of November 5th was a mandate like has not been seen in many decades. We won all 7 swing states, giving us an electoral college victory of 312 votes.
The red wave.
We won the popular vote by big numbers and won counties in our country.
Yeah, that's right.
And won counties in our country, 2,700 to 525, on a map that reads almost completely red for Republican. Now, for the first time in modern history, more Americans believe that our country is headed in the right direction than the wrong direction. In fact, it's an astonishing record, 27-point swing, the most ever. Likewise, small business optimism saw its single largest one-month gain ever recorded, a 41-point jump.
Members are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House and to cease any further disruptions. That's your warning.
Yeah, isn't Al Green a Republican? I believe he's a Republican, but he's always on the Democrat side. Let's just change over to Democrat. Oh, Maxine Waters, yeah. Oh, man, Maxine Waters, oh. That's another one, an AOC, right? An AOC. Something else.
Members are engaging in willful and continuing breach of decorum, and the chair is prepared to direct the Sergeant at Arms to restore order to the joint session. Mr. Green, take your seat. Take your seat, sir. Take your seat. Finding that members continue to engage in willful and concerted disruption of proper decorum, the chair now directs the Sergeant at Arms to restore order. Remove this gentleman from the chamber.
Oh, I thought he was Republican. They're singing, hey, 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 na, 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 goodbye. Oh, boy.
Members are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House. Mr. President, you continue.
Thank you.
Yeah, get your ass out
Over
of there.
the past 6 weeks, I have signed nearly 100 executive orders and taken more than 400 executive actions, a record to restore common sense, safety, optimism, and wealth all across our wonderful land. The people elected me to do the job, and I'm doing it.
That's right. Did you see those stupid bingo signs that the Democrats were holding up and stupid? Where do they learn this? It's unbelievable. It's truly unbelievable. I don't know. Where do they get these people? Unbelievable.
In fact, it has been stated by many that the first month of our presidency, it's our presidency, is the most successful in the history of our nation. By many. And what makes it even more impressive is that, do you know who number 2 is? George Washington. How about that? How about that? I don't know about that list, but we'll take it. Within hours of taking the oath of office, I declared a national emergency on our southern border, and I deployed the U.S. military and Border Patrol to repel the invasion of our country.
Yeah.
And what a job they've done. As a result, illegal border crossings last month were by far the lowest ever recorded, ever. They heard my words and they chose not to come. Much easier that way. In comparison, under Joe Biden, the worst president in American history, there were hundreds of thousands of illegal crossings a month. And virtually all of them, including murderers, drug dealers, gang members, and people from mental institutions and insane asylums, were released into our country. Who would want to do that?
Unvetted.
This is my 5th such speech to Congress. And once again, I look at the Democrats in front of me, and I realize there is absolutely nothing I can say to make them happy or to make them stand or smile or applaud. Nothing I can do. I could find a cure to the most devastating disease, a disease that would wipe out entire nations, or announce the answers to the greatest economy in history, or the stoppage of crime to the lowest levels ever recorded. And these people sitting right here will not clap, will not stand, and certainly will not cheer for these astronomical achievements. They won't do it, no matter what. Five times I've been up here. It's very sad, and it just shouldn't be this way. So Democrats sitting before me, for just this one night, why not join us in celebrating so many incredible wins for America? For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
Yeah, they are.
Every day, my administration is fighting to deliver the change America needs to bring a future that America deserves, and we're doing it. This is a time for big dreams and bold action. Upon taking office, I imposed an immediate freeze on all federal hiring, a freeze on all new federal regulations, and a freeze on all foreign aid. I terminated the ridiculous Green New Scam. I withdrew from the unfair Paris Climate Accord, which was costing us trillions of dollars that other countries were not paying. I withdrew from the corrupt World Health Organization.
Yeah.
And I also withdrew from the anti-American UN Human Rights Council.
Yeah, right.
We ended all of Biden's environmental restrictions that were making our country far less safe and totally unaffordable. And importantly, we ended the last administration's insane electric vehicle mandate, saving our auto workers and companies from economic destruction. To unshackle our economy, I have directed that for every one new regulation, 10 old regulations must be eliminated, just like I did in my very successful first term. And in that first term, we set records on ending unnecessary rules and regulations, like no other president had done before.
Even for
we ordered all federal workers to return to the office. They will either show up for work in person or be removed from the job.
Yeah. Yeah, you're supposed to go to work to work. Thank you so much, Stephen. God bless you.
We end weaponized government, where, as an example, a sitting president is allowed to viciously prosecute his political opponent, like me. How did that work out? Not too good. Not too good.
So, what is the Democrats' response to this? Democrats, you got to step up the game. You're falling behind. Here's a response. There's the Republicans. I mean, yeah. So they actually put this out. So Republicans put their own out with the same tune, right? Let's watch it one more time. What are they doing? Hey, God. Everybody's got to come together. There is no way possible. Jasmine Crockett is TIF 2.0. Oh no. Yeah. Everybody needs to come together for America. That's it. Let me try to look that up because So put it in. Was it So that put it in or Donna? Jasmine Crockett. Okay. Let me. Crockett. Oh, there she is. Okay. Let's see. Oh, this woman. Oh, let me share the screen. This woman. Oh. The only thing that Republicans do well is perpetrate a fraud, smoke and mirrors, devils, selfish, and just truly the worst. Yeah, and what are the Democrats doing too? I always said there is no aisle. Everybody wants to say it across the aisle, and there's no aisle. All right, here's Jasmine Crockett. Per request.
President Trump's actions, my next guest is apologizing to the world. Jasmine Crockett is a Democratic congresswoman from Texas and sits on the House Oversight and Judiciary Committees. And I'm awfully glad to have you here because I read what you said, apologizing to the world. And I want to go deeper into it because you said, I'm sorry that the bright light America used to be is dimming. Why did that whole interaction seem to be so distant for you, for what the U.S. stands for?
Besides the fact that we're talking about an ally, we're talking about Ukraine, a country that was invaded. First, it started off with trying to change the facts. We don't live in a world of alternative facts.
Good morning, Big
Trying
Rob.
to change the reality of who invaded who. After we kept saying that Trump was nothing but Putin's puppet, we kept saying that he was palling around with Putin. We've said it all kinds of ways. But this comes at the heels of the UN voting with Russia. This also then is an opportunity for Trump to show that, no, America knows who our friends are and we're going to stand with those friends. And unfortunately, he decided that he wanted to talk about his clothes. Now, maybe this is because Trump never wanted.
What? Wait a minute. No. America is tired of spending billions and billions of dollars when we are $37 trillion in debt to other foreign countries. Just stop the war. But Zelensky doesn't want to stop the war. I heard he was an actor and what the hell else was magician or musician or before he became president? Kind of like AOC being the bartender.
Wanted to go serve his country. And right now, the only service that he's giving to us is driving our country apart. But I'm sorry, when you're at war, you're not worried about your outfit. That is what we call a privilege, number one. Number two.
Wait a minute. Who complained about Zelensky's dress? It was it was the Democrats. Yeah, big up, you love Crockett's energy. Go dance. It was the Democrats, though, that brought up his clothes. Did any Republicans bring up the clothes? Okay, thank you. So, yeah, a reporter did. He wore the same clothes, I don't know, for a couple days, I think.
To say, oh, what can you afford? Well, if he was walking around in the fanciest suits, I'm sure that they would accuse him of taking our dollars and spending it on his wardrobe and being more concerned about that. Listen, this is a no-win situation when you're walking in with someone who has decided that he is going to align himself with a dictating thug.
Yep, here it comes.
Okay, so to that end, we know before the exchange, what was supposed to happen was there was going to be the signing of this preliminary mineral deal, at least, right? Aiming to end the war, but without Trump committing to any security guarantees. I mean, you say that peace should not have a price tag, but there are some Republicans, as you know, and the president claiming that, oh, you know what, America is being taken advantage of here. Is there a middle ground we can get to?
We are.
There's not a middle ground with this president. He has no intentions of doing right by, number one, the United States. I appreciate what the former governor was saying. We are in a national security crisis. We have been in a national security crisis ever since
Well, I think she's being respectable here. I don't think she's being Tiffany 2.0. I've seen her, though, really let loose. And is it Scott Jennings? I love him. I got to get some clips of him.
Honestly, before he even ran, we know that he had our national secrets stored at Mar-a-Lago. People felt like that wasn't really a big deal. They wanted to compare it to what was going on with Joe Biden. We know that he was showing this to people that maybe weren't supposed to see our national security secrets. We know that he is consistently engaged in questionable deals as it relates to our emoluments clause when he was in the first go round. Next thing you know, his son-in-law was getting a lot of money from the Saudis as soon as they walked out. And so right now, and not to mention, he has decided that his DOJ will not prosecute cases that engage in any type of foreign nefariousness when it comes to getting money. So unfortunately, we have someone that is occupying the White House. And as far as I'm concerned,
what did she say about the DOJ?
Cases that engage as soon as they walked out. And so right now, and not to mention, he has decided that his DOJ will not prosecute cases that engage in any type of foreign nefariousness when it comes to getting money. So unfortunately, we have someone that is occupying the White House. And as far as I'm concerned, he is an enemy to the United States. He swore an oath just like the rest of us. But right now, when you are literally putting us at risk, all because of what? Because you want to convince your followers?
Well, Trump sent javelins over, right? Wyoming is too early for Jasmine Crockett. I've seen her a couple of times, but I thought, okay. Big Ob, I agree. We do need to stop sending money outside our country and take care of the people right here in our own country by sending Ukraine used military equipment that we don't have to pay. Yeah. We've been sending them cash, though, too. And I think the problem arises because the European companies gave them loans, okay, that they have to pay back, but America just gave them the money, right, that they don't have to pay back. And the United States gave them way more than European companies. And I think the problem is that European countries are not paying their fair share when it comes to the safety of the world. I think everybody can agree. Russia, it's always been Russia since the 1960s, probably even further than that. It was the Republicans that brought up his clothes. What was it, on Fox or something? Yeah, that could be. That could be. I know I didn't hear anybody else. I know I heard somebody say about his clothes, but I didn't hear it. It didn't bother me. I mean, you got Musk going in there. He's not wearing suits and ties. Zero counting of the money by, yeah. Well, look at Obama sending a C-130 full of cash, right? In the middle of the night, so nobody could see it.
That you should be a dictator too, that you should never leave the White House because you don't believe that elections should take place. I don't really understand what is going on, and I don't know what it's going to take to get people to wake up. We are not living in a safe country when we decide that we are going to weaken our national security by getting rid of those that are watching our nuclear stockpile, by giving everything over to a private friend known as Elon Musk. We are getting rid of all of the inspector generals. And so there's literally a lack.
Well, the United States has been giving Elon Musk so much money. Look at the electric cars under Biden, right? And they wanted a contract with military electric vehicles. Can you imagine military electric vehicles? Didn't even make sense, but they gave him a contract for it. So I don't know about Musk, Elon Musk. I don't know. He's the richest person on planet. Is he in on? Oops, sorry, Big Ob. I wasn't paying attention. It was an ambush, and it's funny because Republicans always want war and spend big money on the military, but want to slash their benefits and don't want to take care of the people at the VA. I'm a veteran. I get excellent coverage. I always have. I was flown to a hospital. I had a heart attack. That flight just to the hospital was $82,000. I didn't pay a dime for it. I've always been treated very well at the VA. Now, there are veterans that volunteer and work there at my local VA hospital. But look at what happened in Afghanistan. That to me really pissed me off. And I'm just going to say it straightforward. That pissed me off. They left Marines there to die. And I'll pause on that one. Drinking my coffee. Look at all the equipment they left in Afghanistan. It was unbelievable. That was a disgrace. We sent them old military equipment. We didn't send them any. Yeah, we did send them money, didn't we? Look it up and get it checked. Old equipment. Really? Can you tell me where to look it up? I want to know. I really do, Big Ob. Because I respect you so much. You're on so many different channels. I always listen to what you have to say. Yeah, where can I find it? Because I'd like to bring that up. Probably not this morning, but we're not living in a safe country. We're not living in a safe world. And I think that's the point. This world is not safe, and I've never seen it so unsafe. I mean, you've got China, you've got Korea, you've got Russia, Ukraine, United States. Well, Ukraine doesn't have any missiles, nuclear capabilities, but we sent them money. We sent them weapons. My Marine nephew was caught up in, oh, jeez. Well, you know, we see it on TV, but it's nothing like being there, right? Yeah, Big Ob. He follows along. He follows along. Where can I find it, Big Ob? Because I do want to research it. I really do. I want to research it. Because we put out, you know this channel, we put out the facts. But this was a request for Jasmine Crockett. Major poll indicated December 24th that half of America want a quick end to the war, whether or not Ukraine gets its land back. This is up 21% from 2022. Americans want resolution and peace. Yeah, everybody wants peace. French, good morning. Good morning. Okay, it's not accurate. We have not given as much as Europe. Well, I think what I meant by that is each individual country. Maybe I should put it like that. So, you know, each, like, okay, say Germany, okay, and then Poland, you know what I mean? I'm talking each individual country. But is Trump, and this is serious, is Trump putting the United States in danger by separating us? That's an honest question. It's a serious question. Is he putting the United States on our own without any allies? That's what I'm asking. And that's a tough question to answer. You've got to think. You know, you really have to think about that and what I'm saying. Are we being separated? You know, I want America first. There's no doubt. Are we being separated from other countries? Are we cutting off our noses despite our face? You know what I mean? You know, think about it. That worries me.
Lack of checks and balances all around us. And then we have somebody who's sending his vice president out to offend our allies in Europe. Listen, the way that I used to explain this on the trail when I was campaigning for Madam Vice President is I would say, listen, it's kind of like the schoolyard. When you go to school and everybody knows that your siblings are at the same school, or they know that your cousins are at the same school, then they may not pick a fight with you. Because they know that if they pick a fight with you, they got to pick a fight with your whole family. But when you're like me, an only child, they may decide to pick a fight with you because they're like, there's nobody that is going to back her up when we get to the playground. Right now, he's trying to put us into a situation to where we will be the only ones on the playground when you're going out talking about you're going to go into Canada, when you're going out and you're talking about Mexico. Listen, Zelensky is right. He doesn't have the privilege that we have. We've got water on each side, and we used to have friends on the north and south. He doesn't have that privilege. And so I really want America to wake up.
Well, I think, I'm sorry, Jasmine, for interrupting. We have to think about these things. We can't just say, and Democrats, in my opinion, have embarrassed themselves. Because a 13-year-old boy fighting brain cancer gets an honorary Secret Service badge. And the Democrats didn't even stand and clap for him. Peyton, who suffered brain damage because a man was on the volleyball team. You know, the Democrats wouldn't stand. I'm talking about what they're trying to do now. The Democrats really support the troops. The Republicans don't. They use them as props. I think they all use us as props, just like Social Security, just like Medicaid, just like Medicare. I think they all use us. And I don't think there's an aisle. I think that aisle is an illusion, myself, personally. There are some Democrats I like. There are some Democrats I don't. I do like and don't like. I don't like Nancy Pelosi. For various reasons. I mean, she did an interview where she had pints of ice cream for $200 in her refrigerator, and people are starving. I don't like the fact that veterans are living on the streets. Right? And what is Congress doing about it? What is our local governments doing about it? We have homeless people here, but we have sufficient boarding for them. We've never had a problem with housing homeless people that want to be housed. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think Trump said there's more recruitment than there's ever been. I didn't believe that. I truly did not believe that. I think he lied about it. Sorry, President, but I don't believe that. Well, they still have the hormones, right? Yeah, Afghanistan is a really big thorn. Separation, yeah, it is an illusion. They kind of play off of each other. And confuse people. But is that the plan for both parties? Confusion. So you have to sit down and sort it out, because you listen to one channel and they're saying one thing, the other channel saying another thing. But if you mix it in, they're still talking about the same thing. Why can't they just simply get together? Both parties. And that's why you have independent parties. Yeah. God bless the homeless vets. God bless all homeless people. You know, a lot of people think that homelessness comes from drug use. That's not true. You have people working 2-3 jobs that are homeless because they can't afford rent, mortgage, car payment. Okay, you're on it. Yeah. I think they all use the same talking points. Now, they're complaining that the prices are still high in the grocery store, but Trump hasn't even been in office for under 2 months. But Jasmine Crockett here, I think, is being not crazy. I don't know. Recruitment is up over the past year. Is it way up like Trump said? Well, yeah, I have PTSD from my service. Thank God I'm not homeless. We have to find a way to help our people and also help other countries. I agree. We have to help other countries. The tariffs. I think the tariffs were a scare tactic, but now China's upping its prices, which are going to affect America. But huge businesses are coming into the country too. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Some don't want to work or be a part. That's true. Some homeless people don't. Some homeless people are on drugs. Okay. But I've watched a lot of videos on the homeless. And there are a lot of them living in their cars that are working 2-3 jobs simply because they just can't afford it. So how the heck is, how are we fixing society's problem? And we have to think of America first. Yeah. And Zelensky said it with, there's an ocean, but what did he say? There's an ocean, but don't think that makes you safe. I can't remember exactly what he said in the White House. You should never broadcast an argument like that on TV. I didn't agree with it. A lot of people liked it. A lot of people didn't like it. I didn't agree with it. I think it was posturing, personally. I like Trump. I think it was posturing, though. I really do. I think Trump did it just to show off his manlyhood, if that's what you want to call it. Hey, Wyoming. So you know, right? The plate of the homeless, right? And people's like, well, just go to the food pantry. It'll solve everything. No. I think I hear you saying that you think that Trump is being isolated. Well, no. I'm not saying he's being an isolationist. But are we being isolated from other countries? Or is this a good tactic? I'm just trying to see, as Berg says, both sides. I don't like to use that term. I'm just trying to figure out what the game. I want what's best for America first. That's just plain and simple. We have to. It's like your home. You have to fix your home before you can fix anything else, right? We have to fix our country before we can help anybody else. We are $37 trillion in debt. We owe other countries money for loans. We get loans from other countries. That should never happen. Security deal he offered Ukraine is what he's pitching to the world. Yeah. Everybody has to pay their fair share. It shouldn't all be on. The United States isn't the police of the world. We've always been the police of the world. Tariffs are a tax that fall back on us that we have to pay for certain situations, not when stuff is already expensive. Now and then you add tariffs. That's dumb. It hurts all of us. Yeah, kind of like Class 8s. I think the tariffs are a scare tactic, but China has been ripping us off for years. We all can agree with that. They've been ripping us off left and right for years. We keep getting in all these cheap products, and I buy America, but you get this cheap stuff. And China, they have slave labor pretty much. And everything is so cheap. And sometimes I agree with tariffs, but it's like Class 8s. Like, Dalton giving out Class 8s. It's going to hurt the residents. And yes, the tariffs are going to hurt Americans. But I think we should buy American. Yes, it's more expensive to buy American, but it's better quality, I think. Just my opinion. Zelensky should never go back to Ukraine. Okay. What happened? He was a hero. What happened? You're on vacation? Wyoming gal, you're on vacation? Go be social. I'm going to be wrapping it up. Somebody asked me to play Jasmine Crockett. I've seen her before. There are good things and there are bad things. And the one thing I want to say, and I truly mean this, it's not in our control. We have absolutely no control. The people in the positions have the control. We're just spectators giving our opinion because that's all we can do. That's all we can do. The only control is what we have in our backyard, as my mother says. You can only control your own backyard. We can't control what our government's going to do, what other governments are going to do. I think it's a good idea that Trump wants to build a dome for self-defense. Security detail he's offering is that we all get rich together. The more we are invested as a planet in other places, the less we want those investments threatened. Yeah, who's going to get rich? I know they touted around that $5,000 check, and some people are drooling over that. Is that going to happen? Is that going to fix our economy? Who was it that gave those checks out the last time? $800 direct shipping bypasses. It has to be changed. Yeah. Prices will go up with the tariffs. Americans will have to buy at a higher price. That's just normal with tariffs. That's what's going to happen. It's already happening, I think. I hear what you're saying, but watch stand to support the boy. He was being used as a prop. They're cutting childhood cancer funding. Like, what are y'all talking about? There's nothing wrong with them. Oh, you mean nothing wrong with the Democrats? I think there's something wrong with both parties. I really do. I mean, these people make what, $200,000 a year, maybe a little bit under. How are they becoming billionaires? They sit on committees, make decisions. They all do it, Big Ob. And I respect you and all your opinions. Both sides do it. AOC came out with a video and actually admitted that Congress sits on the committees, know what's going to be passed, and makes investments in them. She actually said that. I played that video once. She really did say that. Let me see. Maybe I can find it. Actually. Let me see. USA. Yeah, I got my thing in. Let me see if I can find it. I was going to close down, but I like listening to Big Ob. He's got smarts. USA, here it is. Where's AOC? No, I don't see her on here. Damn it. I wonder if I have her in a different. Oh, I don't think I've done the clip on that yet. I'm not quite sure. Friend of friend, give to friend of friend. I don't have any matches. I know I played that clip. Is Donald Trump is breathing, he's lying. Well, yeah, I think a lot of them lie. It doesn't matter if that boy was a prop or not. He's recovering from brain cancer. It's been his dream to become a police officer. Whether it was a prop or not, the Democrats should have stood. I just think. I wish I could find that AOC where she's actually admitting to inside trading. But it's an interesting conversation. And I think we really have to look at what's going on and how do we control it? Right? Do we have a say in anything? Did we have a say when Joe Biden was in office? Do we have a say when Obama was in office? No. All elected officials. I always hold all of them accountable. Everybody knows that. They're all accountable. Good or bad, they're all accountable. I didn't like what they did at the presidential speech. Fox News is truly fake news. CNN, MSNBC, their ratings have plummeted. Should we have voted? Let me ask you. Should we have voted? And we have both sides here, Trump and Republicans and Democrats. Should we have voted in someone with how many felonies? 7 convicted felons? Should we have? But I think most of them lie. I think most most elected officials lie. I mean, look at Mitch McConnell. Shouldn't there be some kind of term limit for Congress? Thank God Mitch McConnell is retiring. I think Nancy Pelosi should retire. When they say in their deposition, when they read their deposition for that lawsuit that they lost, they had to admit that they were not a news station. They were an opinion station. Yeah, the lawsuit. They did lose that lawsuit. They did. I think the important thing is America. America has to come first. We have to provide security and well-being for Americans. That's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. And we have to hold all elected officials accountable. All of them. How are you guys? The reason why the prices are going up is because of the speculators. They're anticipating all of the things because of his dumbass policies, and it drives the price up. Everybody knows it. Well, they're thinking about raising the minimum wage. That's going to raise prices up. Prices have been high for years. Prices have been high for years. Have they gone up? Yeah. Sure they have. Outrageously. How can people afford to eat? America has become a disgrace. And we have to get it back on track somehow. And we're just all speculators watching as people rule over our personal lives on both sides. That's it. We're just speculators in stands watching the show and getting pissed off more and more each day. I don't watch the news. Donna B, did you sneak in? Did I see you? We can only wait and have other people make our decisions for us. And there's not a damn thing we can do about it. The red wave came through. That's what the people want. We'll have to see what happens. Am I worried about World War III? You bet your ass I am. You bet. I think that's something everybody has to be concerned about. But I didn't want to be on this long. I just want to play a few clips. But unless one of us is in Congress, yeah. French, run for Congress. Run for Congress. Yeah, it doesn't seem who we vote for. Somebody's not going to be happy. You should run. Especially if you become the 51st state. I'm just kidding. You're not going to become the 51st state. But that's interesting, Big Ob. I'm going to look into that. I promise you I am. Tonight we're going to have a special live on BP Capital and Invest in Dalton and what that has done to Dalton, Illinois. So that's going to be a big live stream tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern time. And I'll invite people up who want to talk. So we'll put that out too. But everybody enjoy your day. We are just spectators watching things play out. You know, I think I've noticed this, and Dwayne, I know you're going to disagree. I've noticed Musk interrupting the president and answering questions. Has anybody else noticed that? I've noticed that. We don't want another state with extreme gun control. Sorry, French, you're out. America was, founded on the right to bear arms. But what were the arms when they put that in the Constitution? Sounds like yes, it's going to be a good one. So I'm going to sign off. I've got to make a new intro for the new channel. But yes, BP Capital and Invest in Dalton. We're going to talk about it, and people are allowed to come up on a panel as long as I know you. Okay. Thanks, Big Ob. We really appreciate you, Dwayne. So, French, Donna B, Wyoming gal, have a wonderful vacation. I really do. Hope you do. And am I missing anybody? I don't think so. And if I did, I apologize. Happy Saturday. Okay. We are out of here. Take care. I'll see you at 8.